Hi there, and thanks for stopping by the farmhouse today for my farmhouse pillow cover tutorial. So I recently made this little pillow for my new entry hall area. We just put up some shiplap and finished that area, and I have a little chair there where I wanted to have a pillow. And I wanted it to be sort of seasonal, and because it was Valentine's, I went ahead and sewed up this little Valentine applique on the front. But I didn't really want to store this pillow all year long because, you know, I don't like to do that. So I made it a little pillow case, actually, that's just tied on and slipped on over this other little pillow. And so I'm going to do a little two-part series here. So this is part one today, and we are going to be making the inside pillow cover today. And in the next part, coming out in just a few days, there will be the outside pillow cover. So let's get started. So today's pillow cover will be an 18-inch square when finished. I chose to do mine in ticking, so that cute little stripe will show out the end. And this piece on the top is the first one you're going to cut, and it is 18.5 by 18.5. That gives us enough room for a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around, and when you're done it'll be 18 inches square. I recommend that you get a 20 by 20 inch pillow form for this so that it poofs out the corners and keeps them all full and they don't look saggy and empty. And I use the down alternative pillow forms because they have just enough loft to be full, and yet they can still kind of be squished down with that little chop look on your couch and hold there really well. So the down alternative is my favorite, and for this one I'm using a 20 by 20 inch pillow form. So the first thing you're going to do is cut that 18.5 inch by 18.5 inch square from your ticking. Then you're going to need two pieces for the back, because we want this to open like an envelope. So you can't just cut an 18-inch square in half because it wouldn't meet all the way. They need to overlap by several inches. So for this pillow, it's a 12-inch by 18.5 inch piece times 2, one for each side. Now, if you're going to be using a stripe like I did, I like my striped end to be running horizontal, like this one, sticking out the end. So you're going to want those pieces to match up. So make sure that you get your stripes cut in the right place so that the backing pieces have horizontal stripes, the narrow width of the distance, so that they will match the stripes on the front. And I cut my whole pillow out right here on my mat with my rotary cutter and my ruler. This is a 6.5 by 24 inch Omnigrid ruler, which I've had for years, and an Olfa rotary cutter. I have found over the years that with this space right here, it's so much easier to cut those straight lined pieces with my rotary cutter and my ruler than it is with scissors. I do have a nice pair of Gingers. I highly recommend them for everything else, but I don't do my long straight cuts with them. And so I just use my ruler and I cut this out right here on my mat. This is a self-healing mat. You can cut right on it and it will not damage it. I've had it for probably 20 years and it's still in good shape. So that's how I cut my pillowcase out. All you have to do to make this is take this back piece, which is right here, this piece right here, this 12 by 18 inch piece. You're going to zigzag stitch down one long edge to clean up that edge and keep it from fraying. And then you're going to fold it over about 3/8 or 1/2 inch and sew it down so that it gives you a nice finished top edge, just like that. And then you're going to do the same thing with the other piece. Zigzag down this edge, fold it over, and sew it down. Now you could do a double fold seam there too if you wanted to, where you fold it once and fold it twice so you have nothing showing. But ticking is a little bit thicker, as is the drop cloth that I'm using for the topping. So I generally just do a really quick little zigzag, fold it over, and it will keep it from fraying, and if you have to wash it, it won't be a problem. Then you're going to simply take those two backing pieces and lay them on top of the front piece, making sure that your stripes are aligned up and they will meet together so that when you turn it around, all those stripes go right around. And you're going to simply line up the outside edges, overlapping these two pieces right here in the middle, and then pin all the way around. And I do like to use glass head pins, because if I ever have to do any ironing, then I don't have any trouble with them melting my iron. So there's a link for those, and this great magnetic pin cushion, which I love, also at the bottom of this post. So then once you get them all the way pinned all the way around, you're simply going to sew a 1/4 inch seam allowance all the way around back to the beginning. Now, be very careful when you go over where the overlapped pieces are. You can feel this one underneath here and this one on the top. And what I do is I sew over it and I back up, and then I sew over it again, sew over this, back up, sew over it again, so that when we are taking pillow covers in and out and in and out, we don't have those seams pulling and tearing and ripping open seams, so I have to repair it. Then when I'm done, I clip my corners down close to my seam, but not through the sewing. And then I just zigzag all the way around the edge, catching both pieces all the way around, and that just gives it a nice finished edge so that when I wash it, it doesn't just fray and fray. So now once you have it all sewn together, we're just going to turn it right side out, push out those corners that we clipped, and I find it easy to stop right there with one side turned and then just put my pillow in like this. Now these are pillow covers that I've had for years that I just keep trading out for one season to the next, and then I just pull this over. And your pillow is ready to go. So there you have it, a quick little pillow cover. Be sure to watch for the next part in this series where we'll be making the outside cover with these little tie strings on it. It's a really simple little sew project, and we'll talk about all the fun things that you can do on the outside and how you can change your pillows out from season to season, have fresh looking pillows for each season of the year. Thanks for joining me in the farmhouse for this farmhouse pillow cover tutorial. If you enjoyed this, please hit that subscribe button and come back and join me again for part 2 of the farmhouse pillow cover. And be sure to hop over to my blog and subscribe so that you can get all of my posts in your inbox and keep up with what's happening here at the farmhouse. Thanks for joining me. Bye-bye.